Good evening, Martin. Good evening,
Hi! I don't know what
Hello,
I'm doing that.
London.
I don't think I've ever done that in my life before.
What?
Jazz hands, I don't know. I was like, hi!
Hi.
Hi!
Good evening,
Just
Martin.
Too much Harry Styles on stage yesterday. I should be in a purple jumpsuit.
Oh, why did you go to Harry Styles?
God, no. No, I didn't. He was playing in Coventry. He was... no, I wouldn't, apparently. He was excellent. At the Radio 1 big weekend in Coventry yesterday.
Oh, was it Radio 1's big weekend?
Yeah. So, what is it, 3 days they do now?
Yeah.
So yeah, Harry Styles was the Sunday night headliner. Apparently, was awesome.
Oh, wow.
He's a modern day superstar. But
Although,
yeah,
did you read Mick Jagger's comments about him? He'll
Yes.
never be Mick Jagger.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have the moves like Jagger.
He doesn't have the moves like Jagger. Well,
No.
you know, I don't know.
Really.
I don't know. Anyway, hello world. Hello Sandy. Hello South
Hello,
Africa.
Mum. Hello, Mother.
Hello everybody. Welcome back to DiscovrTV and New Music
New
Mondays.
Music Mondays.
To all of us,
you know.
we had a wee unexpected little break last week for
Yes.
various reasons.
Far too many to go through right now.
It's always good. It's
Yeah,
always good to be
unfortunately,
back.
we have been shooting a TV show here at the studio as well for the last 2 weeks, so it kind of took over our lives, and then another show, and then it's just chaos. So yeah, it's been a bit manic, to put
Yeah.
it mildly.
I've been on an editing frenzy. I met George Ezra last week, Jules.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why haven't you got him on the show?
Well,
That's a good question, isn't it?
the thing is,
The thing is, tell us, Martin, what is the thing?
well, I thought he doesn't live very far away. I mean, I could get him on. He literally does live 3 miles from here.
Well, I think you need to get him on the show,
George.
Martin.
Yeah, no, I had him on. Was recording another podcast for a different media structure, for a magazine, but a podcast for a magazine. I did with George last week. But his mum and dad used to live around the corner from here, just around there, just literally around there. So we were having a nice friendly chat about all the local pubs.
Get him onto the show, Martin. Get him onto the show.
Okay, I know.
Yes.
I know.
And unfortunately, it's a very sad week as well. Unfortunately, we lost the legendary Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode. As you know, we have a band, Mark and I, called
Yep.
Depressed Mode,
Yep.
tribute band to Depeche Mode, and we did a tribute to Depeche Mode and to Andy of the Depeche Mode classic
A
Heaven.
gorgeous version of Heaven, yes.
Yeah, which I
Which is
thoroughly
possibly
enjoyed
not
doing.
one of their. Well,
More.
I mean, for depressed mode, for Depeche Mode fans, it will be fairly well known. But it's it's later. Was it 2013 that album?
Yeah,
Delta
roughly.
Machine.
yeah. So
Tell you
yeah,
what,
so
I hadn't really given any listening to, and I went back and listened to it just because it was all on my mind. So I was doing a bit of Depeche Mode listening. I went and listened to Spirit the other day, which I'd never
it's
really.
a great album.
It is. I really enjoyed
It really
it.
is a good album. But I did go back and just played Black Celebration to death.
Yeah.
I think it was like that definitive album. Funny enough, that just reminded me of Andy more than any other album. So it
Any
was kind of like,
particular reason for that? Do you think?
I think it was because that was really the last of the real electronic. You know what I mean? All those sounds, all the samples that they were doing in Berlin and things like that. That kind of
Yeah.
like was, you felt like Andy was probably a lot more part of it than when they went on more of the rock of Violator and stuff like that. And
I think
even
especially
music for the
when
masses.
they ended up going on those huge tours with Music for the Masses and that
Yeah.
101 tour. I think at that point it was that's when I think they've said quite a lot in the obituaries and things that in that movie particularly you can kind of see he's just seems to be slightly bemused but also enjoying the whole
Yeah,
thing. Is kind
yeah.
of like, I don't have to do that much. I'll just like knock around for a bit.
You know,
But
because
they've also,
I always
so-
remember the early videos. You always saw Andy hitting the big pat, etc. Along with Alan Wilder and stuff like that. So
I
I
mean,
suppose
he was the foundation. I think, like I said, the glue that kept
Well-
the band together. But also, he did the bass lines, right? That's the foundation. He's the
and
bottom line.
him and Vince were the first 2 members of Depeche Mode. They founded the band. 6 months later, they met Martin. 6 months later, they met Dave. And then the rest is history, as they say. But he was a founding member of the band. So,
I guess that you kind of you wonder now what the future is for the band as well, like I said, because it was such.
Well, everybody's like,
cool
Alan Wilder came back and all this and that, and my feeling on it before we get to our guests is that the band have evolved a lot. So you might only see the three of them on the cover, but there's the keyboardist and the drummer. I can't remember the names offhand right now, who are very much an integral part of the band right now. Musically, probably more so than Andy has been over the last couple of albums.
And whoever they work with musically, and from the production side as well, whoever they work with as a producer,
very involved.
Been very involved, yeah.
And I know that Martin's pretty much written a lot of the album already.
Well, that's what some of the rumours had been, the blasphemous rumours, haha. That's what some of the rumours had been, that they'd already potentially started working on material already, so that
Well, if they stick to their plans, album's due next year. It was actually this year, but I think it'll come out next year.
Yeah. Oh well.
So, yeah, anyway.
Interesting to see.
Shout out to
will be missed, and it was a great excuse to go and indulge myself with a bit of music for the masses, Black Celebration.
Everything.
I actually bought, bizarrely, coincidentally, I bought Violator on vinyl just 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. I've got 3 versions of it. Of course I do. Why don't I?
Well, of course you do.
Of course I do.
It's one of those it is a weird thing when you go. I guess it's one of the ones I've never had. I thought I've started rebuilding my vinyl collection, and it is the strangest thing when you put this on and you go, well, this just sounds different.
It's vinyl. Love it. I love my vinyl.
Yeah.
I love my vinyl.
I'm not even going to say better, but just different.
The vinyl I must be saying, I'm looking for extremely that I cannot find is Seal.
Oh, yeah.
The first album. Cannot find it on vinyl anywhere, and I have searched. So that's one of my pet things to find right now, as well as always upping my South African collection of vinyls, because I always like to do that. So when South African bands do bring out something on vinyl, I do like to get it.
Yep.
And then also Mark was telling me he was chatting to the BCUC guys this weekend, and apparently that new album is coming along superbly well. So I can't wait to get that on vinyl. That's going to be awesome. As you know, they recorded a lot of it.
Odd because it's such a big comeback for that as a carrier, but also that's creating whole sorts of problems in terms of availability, manufacturing. Even I was learning the other day the lathe cutters that make the actual master presses for not the actual vinyl itself or the vinyl pressing plants, but where they actually cut the impressions. There's apparently only one factory that does that.
Oh wow! Okay, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
So it's like things are getting released now, and they say you can order like the album. What's the Smile album out, for example? That's been out for a couple of weeks now. But the vinyl, and in fact, any I think sort of physical format version of that is not available till next month.
Sure.
It's just the way of things.
It's just the way it is. Well, let's get on why we are here tonight. Is as always, New Music Mondays, and we have some great new music for you and great artists to have a chat to. And first of all, we're going to head down south to the tip of Africa and welcome the wonderful, the amazing Werner Bekker.
Hey,
Good evening, young man.
How are you?
Always good. Been a while, as I was saying to you earlier.
Yeah, it has been a while. It has been a while.
How is Werner Bekker?
I
actually had to go online again, and I watched Run again. Oh man.
Oh man, I know you guys love that song.
Oh man.
I've got an interesting surprise for you with that. We'll get to it a bit later.
Ooh. Okay. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. You know that. That song for me is. I mean, how long ago did you release that? Let's just go back a bit now.
Yeah, so I released that one, I think, 4 years ago, actually. So this is, I won't keep it back too long. So I was very happy with that recording, but there was still something that lacked to me. I still sort of felt like there was a way that I envisioned it that never came out. And on this next EP, I did it my way. So there's a new version of the song coming out.
When? That's what I have to know.
It's actually the next single. So this was the first, Side of the Wild was the first, but the next one coming out will be Run.
Oh man, it's like
Yeah.
that. I love that song so much. I mean, I still never forget the first time you played it for us. It was on Balcony TV still, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
It was.
Wow.
Blew
It
my
was.
mind. Absolutely blew my mind that day.
Thanks, man.
Those were the days.
Those were the
Yeah.
days. So how is Cape Town and how is life for young Werner Bekker?
Cape Town is very nice and chilled. I must say it's a nice change of pace for me. To be able to walk dogs on a beach in the morning is something else. And you're constantly surprised by the beauty around you because you drive 5 kilometers and it's you see something else. You see a new landscape and yeah, just loving it. At first, it's a bit hard to get used to like the new culture because it is very much a culture shock. It's almost like moving to Europe, I would say.
Yeah.
It's Europe and Africa.
And I mean, they say it can be very different. Cape Town people can be quite clicky, but I mean, how's it been adapting? Because it's a very different music scene compared to here.
Yeah, like that's what shocked me completely. It's like starting over. Which was nice. It's like a breath of fresh air, right? Trying to figure everything out, trying to meet new people. Obviously, some of the guys who are playing out here have toured up to Gauteng, so I have met some of them before and made contact and had a couple of bras and whatnot. But it is it's different because you have a multitude of artists here. Joburg also has, but I mean Cape Town is on a next level where you'll have 30 artists wanting to do the same gig, so you'll get one slot every 6 months,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Not enough venues. Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of the venues have closed down.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And creatively, how have you found being there? Sorry, Martin.
So, sorry, Martin.
I was just going
Creatively,
to say for those of us in the UK, I was just listening to you saying that difference between Joburg and Cape Town and how different it is because, well, there may be people who are smarter than me, but for anyone who's of the same level of idiocy as me, will kind of go getting the sense of the actual scale when you say how much culturally is different. Because it is a long way away, isn't it? That's the
It
thing.
is.
It's, what's it, 3,000 kilometers or something like that? I think.
it's one.
No.
I think
1,000.
across the whole country, but from Joburg to Cape Town is about 1,500 kilometers.
Yeah. Which
Is
I
it?
was
But
trying to establish in my own mind how far that is. That's the difference, but that's the distance from London to Hungary, I think.
Yeah. So like I actually mentioned this to a friend in the UK the other day, and it was like he asked me if we're driving up when we're going to Joburg next month, and he said, and I said to him, no, we're not doing that. I've done that too many times in my life, and I mentioned it was 1,500 kilometers, and it takes 14 hours to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh wow,
14
you
and a
could
half.
like. You can go from the top of the UK to the bottom and sort of almost halfway through again in that amount of time.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. So I just thought, like I said, that it might bypass people in Europe and in the UK to kind of go when you're talking about how culturally different can it be. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot. And also Cape Town is so I'm saying Europe and Africa, but there are also loads of Europeans living in Cape Town. So
Yeah.
it is very much to that extent, not only in a South African context, a culture shock, it's also a culture shock for you to meet people from all around the world living in South Africa,
Yeah. And I think as I was asking earlier, I mean, creatively, how's it inspired you being in such a different space?
Jeez. So on the next EP, I think there's Run, that's an old song, and then there's one other song that's an old one, but the rest are all new. And I've since we moved here, in the first I'd say 8 months or so, I wrote 15 to 20 songs. So
Wow.
I think the change was really needed, and because of the beautiful scenery, because of being thrust into this like new space and having sort of stress really forced me to write a lot, and it was amazing. I must say. Previously, I would write 3 to 4 songs a year, and it was just like in a span of 8 months, writing 15 songs is incredible.
Sure. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. Sorry, I lost myself there for a second. So tell us a little bit about Side of the Wild, because obviously that is the brand new single.
Yeah. So it's a slightly new direction for me, as you probably know, and because you've heard my music before. It's slightly more on the happy-go-lucky side, which is something that I started leaning into when I started writing here in Cape Town. I started leaning into that side of my music because I realized that I needed to to make a shift for myself. I needed to get a fresh perspective on my music and be excited about it in a different way. So I started writing more happy-go-lucky songs. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a very conscious shift. It's something that sort of just happened. It's basically about sort of taking every moment and not taking anything for granted and trying to enjoy every little bit of everything that you experience on this planet, because you literally have so little time. I think the whole sort of album, all the songs have to do with like crises in my life, and I think many people at my age, as 24 to 27, that age, you do experience a quarter life crisis, and you don't know how intense it's gonna be. No one tells you how intense it's gonna be, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, like life's already flying by, and I'm only 27. I know I'm still young.
Everyone decides to get married. That was my experience. Suddenly, 27, everyone decides, that's it, I'm getting married. Is it what this? Okay, oh fine, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, so I was 26 when I got married. So
there
yeah.
You go. You see? There you go.
I have to say, I was having this conversation with one of my crew today about living at the coast and everything like that, and he was saying, Ali was saying, no, he's going to fly up to work every day because it's just so much better in the mornings. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I know, I'm jealous. You see, oh, there he goes. The ocean view definitely helps. Yes, it does,
Yeah.
Ali. I'm sure it does. No, I wouldn't mind waking up to an ocean view every morning, I must be honest.
No.
But hey, I wake up to an amazing studio here where I've got an incredible crew that I work with every single day. So I'm very lucky and honored to work with the team that I do, and we create really cool content. And then I get to do this show every Monday.
Definitely. Joburg has its perks. I'm not going to lie. Like it is an awesome city to live in as well.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, I'm sure everybody else here, let's have a listen. This is Side of the Wild. Werner Bekker. Tell us what you think. Here we go. I hope everybody can hear. If there's any issues, because I hate Spotify. It always gives me issues when we play, but here we go. Let's check it out.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Enjoy.
Lay it right, take it easy now, and don't get up. Alright, take a bow, and don't say this, don't say that, don't say anything at all until you learn the facts are. Public school, she's in biology, learn to lose all you dream to be, and graduate at the top of your class. Forget love, man, you learn to outlast them all. So you set your sights firmly on the sky. You lose it all as an angel walks on by. So risk it all, go tell her how you feel, learn to fall, shift the balance on the wheel. You get one chance to love like a child, one chance to live life on the side of the wild. Woo-hoo. Side of the wild. So drink some wine, go make some friends, and take the straights with the rolling bends, and take a wife, give her all you can. In time you'll know what it means to be a man. So set your souls firmly on the ground. Get it all, now, now. You risk it all and tell her how you feel, and learn to fall, shift the balance on the wheel. You get one chance to love like a child, one chance to live life on the side of the wild. Woo-hoo. Side of the wild. Risk it all to tell her how you feel, and learn to fall, shift the balance on the wheel. You get one chance to love like a child, one chance to live life on the side of the wild. You risk it all to tell her how you feel. Risk it all on the balance of the wheel. You get one chance and you love like a child, one chance to live life on the side of the wild.
Side of the Wild, Werner Bekker, here on New Music Mondays. Oh, let's get it. There we go. We're just going to have like, it's playing Harling now, so we're just going to have a Werner Bekker.
More Werner, more Werner. One more song, one more song.
You've got to wait, man. Oh, there is another song in there, In My Cluttered Head.
Oh yeah, that's the album, the
that's-
previous EP. Yeah.
Oh, that's the previous EP, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so not, you see, it hasn't,
Cracking stuff.
Spotify didn't put it in the right order.
Oh yeah.
Spotify. That's why I prefer
Great
it time,
sound,
but that's my
Werner.
reason.
Great sound.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
thank
Love
you.
it.
Fantastic
Love
stuff.
the new direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great, man. Absolutely great. I can't wait to hear Run. I'm like, now I have to hear it. I have to hear what you've done to it.
Yes. So like the
When?
big
Date.
thing-
Give me a date.
the date is in July. It's like mid-July. So you got a month and a bit to wait. So, but it's close, and yeah, I'm really proud of that one. It's a fairly similar direction, I would say, but we played around with the drum beat a bit so that you could still hear the guitar's percussion, because in the previous version that sort of element fell away in the recorded version, and
Okay.
I really wanted that to feature in the recorded version as well. So the previous version is basically now a limited edition because it's only available on the CD that I've printed. I've got like 50 left, so if you want
Go.
one, message me.
You want
There you
that
go.
version? Fantastic.
Shamelessly
I was-
plugging my
I was
music.
unusually doing a very producery thing, which being a producer, I try not to do very producery things, but I was listening to that going, I love the sound of the snare on that. Which is
Oh, yeah.
That's a very producery thing to say.
Very.
It's
okay, bud.
That's good snare. Good
I
snare.
love it. Yeah, yeah.
Tell us, gig-wise, what's up, Werner? Where are you playing? What's going on? You must be still, I mean, in Cape Town. What's going down there, gig-wise?
Yeah, so I regularly do some of the wine farms around where I live, which is obviously really fantastic. One thing I really love about the wine farms is, the gigs in Cape Town in general is people really do go out for the music, which is absolutely incredible, and they love to listen and applaud, which for a chilled singer-songwriter is obviously a great space to be in. But I've got a nice gig coming up in June, in the middle of June, at the House of Machines, playing with my
I
full
love that
band
place.
there.
Damn it,
Ah,
I
man,
could have worn my
great.
shirt tonight. I got one.
Yeah, oh
Machines.
man, don't be a dick. Right? I love them.
I love
So
that
yeah, I'm
place.
super stoked for that. It's always great to play with the band because I do solo shows so often. It's so great to
Yeah.
have some other musicians around you. You can feed off them, and it makes it a little less lonely on stage.
Nice. So what date's that again, just to remind everybody?
It is. I need to actually check my calendar quickly. Can I do
Check
that?
it.
Is
No,
that
no,
okay?
please do. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's-
I keep
yeah.
forgetting the
There's
dates.
no, there's
It's
no
like
pressure on it. It wasn't meant as a test.
So we can.
what date is that?
What date?
Incorrect.
Another one of those artists doesn't know his own dates. Look at him. We want the right information. Take your
is.
time.
So I'm doing okay. I'm in Joburg over the weekend of the 18th. I'm playing Railways Cafe on the 18th, and then in Cape Town on the 24th of June. I'm doing that House of Machines
There you
gig.
go, 24th of June, guys.
Yeah.
Go and get your tickets. Support South
you
African
go.
music. Support Werner. We love Werner.
Yeah, please.
And then when you get
I
to
love
Joburg
you.
again, when you come up to Joburg again, please, we need to get you in our studio to come and play Tales from the Lounge.
Yes, because I've seen like all the footage that you guys have shared from your studio, and like I've really wanted to see it. It was just bad timing, so we have to organize that.
Anytime, you know that. You are always welcome in our studio, young man. Always.
I love it. I love it.
Cool.
I love it. I love it.
Werner, remind people how they can find out more information about you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, and the big one right now is Spotify, because I've got quite a lot of people who are on my Facebook who don't follow me on Spotify. So if you do already follow me, please go onto Spotify and just click that follow button. That way, Yeah, when
Everybody
I
go do it
release new
now.
music,
Do it now.
when
Go
I
follow it
release
now.
music, it'll be out and you'll see it first thing. And then yeah, you can just find me at Werner Bekker Music is the
Okay,
handle
just so everybody
everywhere.
can
I think
see.
just
There we
that
go.
sometimes,
Werner Bekker, 32,000 monthly
following.
listeners. Go click the following button. That one's
Sometimes
everybody.
people don't quite realize how much a difference it makes. I know it's the sort of you'll get it when you get the release, you'll get the notification. It'll go in your release radar and all that. But that's great. But I think people also maybe don't appreciate what a difference it makes to you.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
with those the more follows that hit those, the more people that hit that follow button for you, the more Spotify goes, ooh.
Yeah, it's sort of the
And it
same
starts
with
to put into algorithms and playlists and all.
Yeah,
sorts of
exactly.
stuff,
It's that same story with Instagram and YouTube algorithms, right? Where if they see that my listeners listen to whoever, Ben Howard, Damien Rice, whatever
Yeah.
you listen to, they'll start showing my music to other people who listen to the same thing. So it really helps me when you click that follow button.
Well, guys,
That's
go and
why
follow.
I liked it so much. Ben Howard, Damien Rice. There you go. That's good. For,
Yeah.
There you
For,
go.
if you like, for fans of FFO,
There you-
as they say.
there you
in
go,
all the
there you
press
go.
releases I
Yeah.
get.
Definitely, yeah. No, I'm a massive fan.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, Werner, please
Cool.
keep us updated, and I want to hear Run when it's out. Please, you're gonna have to come back
Yeah.
onto our show.
Yeah,
We'll
I'd
have
love
when
to.
that comes up. When that comes up, we'll definitely chat again about Run, because as everybody knows, it's one of my favorite songs, and I can't wait to hear what you've done with it.
Perfect. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome,
Hey.
man. Thanks for joining us, Werner.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Chat soon. Cheers, man. Bye.
Chat soon. Ciao.
Bye. Awesome, the brilliant Werner Bekker here on New Music Mondays. Eddie, I know you want another song. I was actually trying to see if I could find that original version we had of Run on Balcony TV, but as we know, Balcony TV removed everything.
Bastards.
I don't know why. Really upsets me that.
Well, we do know why. 'Cause
Yeah, I know, but they didn't have to do that. And that's another. I always get irritated by that. Why did they have to do that? What was
No
the
idea.
purpose?
No idea.
What was the purpose?
No idea.
I had this conversation with Stephen a million times. It's like there was no reason to remove the tracks. Could have just left them up there because there was some incredible performances of Balcony TV. I've got that. You can find it on a hidden link, but I mean, what's the point?
Well, they just took them all away. They're all unlisted. They all still exist. But they're
Yeah.
all unlisted. So you need to know what the link is. If you don't know what the link
know.
is, you're kind of stuck.
That's just stupid. Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
Thanks, Sony Music.
Gone very quiet. Anyway,
Just whilst we contemplate the music business for
yeah,
10
again.
seconds.
But yeah, guys, go and check out Werner Bekker on all social media platforms and on his YouTube channel as well. And go and follow him on Spotify and support your favorite artists, as we always like to say. And as well, subscribe to this channel down
Subscribe to
below
this
if
channel.
you're on
It
YouTube.
makes a difference to us as well.
For us as well, yeah,
Do a
definitely.
thumbs up, do a rating, do all that.
Do something, do
a
those
thing.
things,
Follow,
do
follow
those
us
things,
and
those
find out.
things.
I was
The
talking
likes.
about Andy Fletcher and Depeche Mode again, just briefly, just because we were talking about record labels and study. I think it's in Music for the Masses. That when I got it, obviously it had some sort of leaflet thing in it, which was still in it, and I was looking through that. So that's 1987. But I was sort of
Yeah.
astonished to see how I think like Speak and Spell was like the third release or something on Mute Records.
Yes, it was.
Just forget that it
I've
was
got that
just
Mute
a
book. I showed it to you, hey?
founding. No, I've not seen. No, I don't.
Oh, I'll bring it out next week. I'll bring it through to the studio next week. I've got the
You said
entire
forget that.
discography of every album and write-ups about every single album that Mute ever released.
I mean,
With
obviously that's going
photos.
back another whatever it is, 35 years now. But at the time, because I got that leaflet, I was looking at the releases and going, "Gosh, there's not that many of them." And the Depeche Mode ones were very early on in it, and
Yeah.
it's not like there was that was kind of Mute. Well, you just kind of forget, even like small independent labels. You kind of go, "That's it." They didn't have that many people. They had like 3 acts, and that was it.
I know, crazy. It's
They just
absolutely
focused
fucking crazy.
on them. I met Daniel Miller briefly at an event a couple of years ago.
Oh,
That
nice.
was nice. It's just one of those moments where you have to go up to someone and say, "Do you know what? You changed my life.
Yeah,
Thanks, man."
why not? He definitely did. For most of us,
Yeah.
I know for me, without a shadow of a doubt, if that didn't happen, where would we wouldn't have Depeche Mode today.
Exactly. Anyway, I'd mention
We
that.
probably would have just had Vince Clarke band. More than likely,
That's a sliding doors moment, isn't it? Like the version of Depeche Mode that Vince Clarke stayed in.
yeah. No, for sure.
That's
So anyway,
that's a multiverse that I don't know if I want to be in. I don't know.
So I wanted to play a track today because I know that we've been kind of like we've got a video that we're going to play in terms of an interview that you did, but I was trying to get this artist onto the show, and I got quite annoyed. I must be perfectly honest, because he replied back, "Oh, thanks, but no thanks." I'm like, and then he only had like 400 views on the video, and I just like I wrote a frustrating mail post on Facebook.
I saw that post and now I know what it refers to.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was really irritated, but I'm like, but it's such a good song, and I'm like, why don't you want to promote your song? I don't get it, and it like really pissed me off, to be perfectly honest. And I thought, well, that's up to him. If he doesn't want to talk to us, it doesn't mean I can't play the song, because I think it's a really good song. And
don't take it personally, Jules.
No, I'm not going to anymore. And my aim is to always support South African music as best as I can, as we know. So I thought, well, let's play it before we go into our second part of the evening with the next interview. So I'm going to play this. This is Manny Walters from Cape Town with his single called No Reason, which I think is an incredible track. And Annie, this one's for you, because I know you're a Cape Town boy. So yeah, let's go and check it out. This is Manny Walters with No Reason.
Chasing this love, it's moving around, keeping us high till we get going. Hoping we might just find ourselves, making me wanna say there ain't no reason to feel down, no. Who makes me wanna say there ain't no reason to feel down, 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 down now. There ain't no reason to feel down, down. Who makes me wanna say there ain't no reason to feel down, 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 down.
You mentioned Seal earlier on.
Yeah. Bit of it, eh?
Got a bit of that going on.
Yeah, and also, what's that band now? Oh, I've gone blank, man. I've got their vinyl. Colors. They do the song Colors. Oh, I've gone totally blank. I have to find this now because it's not going to irritate me. Song Colors.
Oh no, I'm just going to sit here in silence.
Oh, man.
It's good entertainment.
No, man. Come on, man. Song Colors, bye. Song Colors.
This is what people tune in for.
Black Pumas. Reminds me of Black Pumas. That's why I liked it.
This is why people watch.
Goes. You know where the name just
doing
goes.
Background internet research. That's what this program's all about.
Sorry. Apologies. Black Pumas. Go and check that out. That band, if you haven't seen them. Phenomenal band.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned them before.
Yeah. Their song Colours is one of my favourite
good
songs.
track. Yeah, I was just thinking as we were listening to that, because I know when we first started this, many moons ago.
Many years ago.
Many years ago. But before the latest tragedies, before the fellas. when we at the start of the previous tragedy.
Yes.
When we started this during lockdown, obviously our initial intention was, well, let's just represent the best of music from South Africa and the UK. And we played a couple of tracks, and then we just sort of accidentally had someone come on and have a chat about it. And thought, actually, that's a good idea. Why don't we get the bands on? Because then they can tell us about them. They can tell us about the bit of the history of the act. They can tell us a bit of the history about themselves. They can tell us a bit of history about the song and stories and all that bit, which is, because we can do all of that, but it's just like it's like reading a press release. You don't get any of that story. And one of the things I think is true, as much as I love that song, it's great, but I know nothing about that artist, so now I like the song, and that can be enough sometimes. But I think when you truly
100%.
engage with an artist is when you go, do you know what? I like the song, and I like them too.
Yeah. And you know
that
what?
makes a difference.
I think as well, and it's something I do want to get back to as well, because that was really what the show was all about. Was a big thing for me is discovering new talent.
Yep.
And we can't always get an interview, exactly like happened with Manny here. So, I think, I really want to get back to also just playing tracks. So, when I hear a great track like Manny, I want to play it. And again, when you find a great artist, we're not always going to get, and I think you did that. And the band you got me very into were those two girls, Shay Lange.
Oh,
the
Wet
song.
Leg.
Wet Leg.
Yeah.
You got me into Wet Leg. And look
Yeah.
at them now, Martin.
Yeah,
a year ago, we were playing Wet Leg on this channel.
I know. Have you heard this band? No. And
Yeah,
now
and they
everybody
had
knows
like
Wet Leg.
1,000 views on that song when we first played it.
I know.
And look at that now. Look
And
at
they
them
were
now.
playing at the Radio 1 big weekend yesterday as well.
They were playing Coachella.
And everyone's like going, I've got to see Wet Leg. It's great. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I think-
just whilst we're on this subject, I just thought this was hilarious. The band that headlined Sunday night last night, not Harry Styles, but on the other stage, was Foals.
Oh,
Right?
love that
Now-
band. There's a new album coming, by the way.
I know, and this is why they're promoting. Love Foals, fantastic. But they played what's called the Future Music Stage. And I was
What?
like, yeah. And I thought, okay, they're headlining, it's Sunday, they probably haven't got anywhere else for them, maybe. But with Future Music, they've been going for 17 years, man. 17 years.
I've still got. I was getting them on cassette. No, it was on CD, but it was like right in the beginning. There was
I
no
thought,
such
as
thing.
much as I love Foals, Future Music Stage feels like a bit of a push.
Yeah, no, that is a bit of a push. But anyway, Martin. So getting back to my point, yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
need to play more music.
Yes, man.
So I think I'm
Yeah, we
happy
appreciate
to
not
even like
everyone
have one
can always-
interview a week.
Yeah, and not
You know?
everyone can be available as well. I mean, appreciate
Exactly.
that. That was, again, going back to the premise originally, was lockdown. Nobody was doing anything else. It's like, do you want to come on, chat to us on our show? Yep. I ain't doing
Yeah.
nothing else.
Now
Now,
people are
now
busy.
everything's back into real life. It's like, well, I'd love to, but I'm playing a show that night, or I'm prepping up for a gig, or I'm working, or whatever it might be. So yeah, absolutely. Realise that's not.
So maybe
always, not
maybe we
always
also
the
need to
case.
get our chart going again, because I think
maybe-
that forces us to.
Just mix it up a bit, man.
Yeah, let's get our chart
mix
going
it up.
again, because that
Yep.
definitely forces us to listen to new music, and also showcase what's happening out there. I think I'm going to make that Dylan's little project, getting our chart show together for us.
Good plan.
Yep. So we're going to bring back the chart show next week. I think
Okay.
that's definite. Yep, chart show's coming back. Brand new music, of which
Maybe we can get a vote. Maybe we can get a little poll going.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's change up the show. It's time to change. No, Martin. No, let's just get our charts on. So you're going to send me 3 songs
I
that
probably
week.
do have a little poll here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like a poll. Oh wait, I got a poll. I got a poll. It's coming. I have a poll.
There we go. That's all we needed was just a little poll.
Poll. So
We can
we're
get
going to
the
start
little
our
poll.
poll.
We'll have a little poll
poll
on the show.
game.
We'll have a little poll on the show every week.
Every week we're going to have a poll. That's my poll for the day.
Yep, good.
What's your poll for the day? Okay, this is getting stupid. Okay. So, Martin, yes, 3 songs your side, 3 songs my side. Charts are back next week.
Good stuff.
And the chart could be different every week. Doesn't mean if because you're on the chart this week, you might be on it. You might not be on it next week.
That's right.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. That's what we need to make sure everybody remembers. Anything is possible on this show.
It's rad.
Yeah. See, we can't watch football. We might as well.
Yeah.
There's no football to
you
watch.
kind of
Let's-
think it's with the wet leg thing as well. Not everybody knows everything. Although you can sometimes go, oh, everybody must know this band by now. But you know, they don't. That's not how it goes. Sometimes.
And he's doing dad jokes again. What's he done? What's Ellie on about? Ellie, this is my dad joke. That's our dad joke. It's a poll. It's a poll.
I'm trying to see if I can get one going as well. There we go.
We've got 2 polls tonight. Which is the poll you're going to take? No, okay, enough dad jokes. Okay, cool. Okay, but we've still got the other video to play. We're sitting talking
I know.
crap again. Okay,
I told you we'd
let's
go.
do
I
it.
told you we'd go the hour.
With one. And this interview is long, so I'm going to have dinner while Martin conducts the interview. Who's it with again?
Yeah, I mean, this is good. We've mentioned Balcony TV and Discover TV, and we've mentioned Lockdown. Actually, this band we had scheduled in. We're going to do our Discover TV balcony sessions in March 2020, and we had to pull it because of COVID.
Lockdown,
It was
yep.
the one that was scheduled. That was the last one that we had scheduled, and we had to withdraw. And 2 Ways Home. We're scheduled to appear with us on that show, and finally managed to get in touch with them and get chatting to them again. Couldn't make it tonight because they're on tour. They're off travelling around, so I spoke to them last Monday morning, 2 Monday mornings ago now actually. So I think in there we'll probably mention the fact that we'll talk about a gig that will not already have happened.
Has well not already have happened. You just confused the crap out of me. Okay, let's
So
do
yeah,
it.
this
Here
is
they are.
wonderful 2 Ways Home.
Okay, here we go.
Mondays. Welcome to New Music Mondays, 2 Ways Home. Hi, good morning, guys. It is the morning as we're doing this. Unusually, because normally we're live, but this is a well, I was going to say a glorious Monday morning in May. It's not particularly glorious.
No, it's not. It's pretty, like,
I feel like it's a good soft
Great.
lighting. It's
Good
good
soft-
soft TV lighting coming at
Good,
us.
a soft light. I like that. Lovely to have you on the show, guys. I've been aware of you guys for some time. In fact, I mean, you won't know this because you were busy doing it, but came to one of your roundup shows. I would guess probably it might be as much as 5 years ago. You know.
Oh, lots happened
Wow.
since then.
Yeah.
can you remember which
No.
acts we had on?
It was at Gail's Bakery. In,
Okay.
Yeah.
In just off Tottenham Court Road.
Mhm.
And who was there? Anna Pancaldi was there.
Ah,
And
nice.
I remember that
Katie Ray was there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's first time I was sort of in your company in real life, basically. As I say, you won't remember that because that was a long time ago. And as you said,
I remember that show for
Me
sure.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we just talked to Anna to bring her back for one of the roundups in later this year. So yeah, hopefully we'll get her back because I love her.
yeah,
She's
fantastic.
amazing.
We should say the roundup is well, it's a. Do you want to say it? It's a Nashville style?
Yeah.
You say what it is.
Basically a Nashville style writers round. So you get 4 acts on stage together. Originally, it would have been actually in a round. So people would be sitting in a round looking at each other. But nowadays you have it more like a line on stage, because obviously for the audience it's a
Yeah.
little bit better. So that's how we do it. And every act plays a song and it goes like down the line and they tell stories.
And yeah, we first went to Nashville in 2012, and we kind of loved watching these nights over there. And we started ours soon thereafter. And yeah, as you say, you came to the Gales venue. That was the second venue. We started off in a tiny pub in Westbourne Grove.
Oh yeah.
Then we moved to Gales. Then we moved to Camden, and we've recently moved to a really awesome, considerably larger venue.
Fantastic, because it's quite recent. I mean, I don't want to. We'll not talk about Roundup too much, but yeah, these have all sort of started up again. Obviously, you had to stop these things for the period of lockdown, but Roundup is back and bigger and better than before, as you said.
It's back. Yeah, we're at a venue called The Crypt, which is under St Martin in the Fields Church in Trafalgar Square, right in the heart of London. And we've managed to sell out the last two venues and got about 150, 170 people coming each month, which is amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, these are great. I say it's a long time ago, but I can vouch for it. It was a great night. I still remember it now, as you can tell. All these years later, and like I remember that night. Actually, it was quite a significant night for me, just because of a conversation I had with someone else. But let's not go into that. that was just about that. It was a sort of a what am I doing with my life, and and a friend of mine said, "You're doing fine." I was like, "Oh, am I? Okay." So it was nice. So I've always remembered it from that point of view as well. Anyway, sorry. So proper introduction. Two Ways Home. So it's Issy and Lewis. Am I saying that correctly? Issy, particularly. Lewis, I was fairly confident with.
You nailed it, really, Martin. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Two Ways Home. So this is you've been doing this for quite a while, but recently I was going to say recently, but first debut album was 2020, wasn't it? And new single out just now. Tell us a little bit of the background to the band and where you've been and what you've been up to.
Who wants to take this one? Okay. Well, originally we met in university in London. Izzy's from Vienna.
Yeah.
I'm from Gloucestershire, in the middle of the British countryside, in a tiny little village. But yeah, we met and we started playing music together, and we were in a wedding band for a bit, and then we just played some open mic nights, and then decided, we kind of had this sound. We were singing in harmony together, but weren't quite sure exactly what music we wanted to make. We had an acoustic guitar and two vocals, and a friend of ours said, "Oh, there's like this sound going on in Nashville. It is country, but it's quite poppy as well, with bands like Lady Antebellum." And I don't know, I got into country through probably Brad Paisley as like an awesome guitar player. But then we went over to Nashville in 2012 and checked out what was going on and realized, we wanted to definitely take some of this influence. And then, we started making EPs and
then the debut album. Which sadly we dropped like a week before lockdown, so we had to cancel all like shows and everything around it, which was annoying.
I mean, annoying is probably just that's probably underplaying it slightly, I can imagine, because a lot of effort went into that. That was am I right? That was crowdsourced. Is that how you, or crowdfunded? Is that how you put that together?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Luckily, we went through a company called Indiegogo, because at the same time, I don't remember, but Pledge had a massive scandal, and so many friends lost so much money through that. Luckily, we didn't. And we went through Indiegogo, and I think we raised just over £10,000 and got to make an album in a studio. Got it mixed by a mixing engineer that we'd wanted to use for a little while. So
fantastic. And this album is Break the Silence.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Which is a great album. I was very excited when that came out. I was doing a radio show at the time, which I've stopped doing now, but it was always great to have an album as well, because you kind of know there's new tracks going to come as well. But as you said, it must have been slightly frustrating, to say the least, to have that come out just prior to lockdown. How did you manage through that period? Not to dwell, because I know we're trying to put it all behind us now, I'm sure, but how did you manage through that 2-year period of thinking we were supposed to be promoting an album, playing this in front of our adoring audiences? How did you cope?
I mean, I think it's been a weird few years, and one of the particularly odd thing is it's been like a rare chance I think we'll ever get in our lifetimes where everything sort of slows down a little bit. Normally, the more you get into music, the more things you do as an act, the more avenues you open. You just feel like your time gets less and less and less. But all of a sudden, we had all this extra time. So we did spend it learning new skills.
Yeah. I learned how to play the bass.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
We've just been on tour with Izzy playing bass. You've also really got your head around video editing.
Yeah, video editing was kind of like, I liked it before, but I didn't really know anything like in depth. But so I had enough time to actually like learn how to use Final Cut properly and kind of make our own videos. So yeah.
And I really... Oh, sorry, you go, Martin.
I was going to say, I think you've just reminded me. I think I remember seeing a sort of. Did you do a series of challenges, or was it something like that? Was it challenge?
We did.
Yes, you just reminded me of that. Yeah, I remember seeing that during lockdown. Yes, which was.
It was like we did. Yeah, so many of those things. We did.
I think one of them was, can you eat like 3 crackers?
Oh yeah,
in under a minute, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be so easy. It's gonna be so easy. It was not easy.
It was not fun. And I focus a lot more on music production and mixing. So I feel like we've almost now been able to go full circle. We started out very much as a homemade band, and I think the most recent 4 songs we put out have all been produced in our studio, recorded and mixed by us. And Izzy's done the music videos. So
fantastic.
It's been nice to do that.
Yeah, brilliant. The album, so that's. I mean, it's still there. It's fantastic. But you now have more new music out right now as well. Brand new single, a couple of weeks ago. Waiting on Luck is out now. Tell us a little bit about the new single and the video part. Is the video? So you said you shot the video, Izzy. So tell us a little bit about all the background to this.
Yeah, so the video was actually made in Vienna. So we flew to Vienna, and we have a friend there who has really good cameras. So he said he'll make the video with us. And then we kind of came up with this concept of basically wanting to go into like a back room, and it should have looked like you're going to like a poker game or something like that. But then you actually realize we're only playing children's games. So it's like this kind of concept of who wins the children's games.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make.
But do you want to say something about the song?
Yeah, I'll take the song. You can take the... No, we actually originally wrote the song. It was a co-write. So we write a lot of our songs, just the two of us, and then a lot also with other people. I guess it's kind of like half and half almost.
50-50.
We wrote this one with awesome writer and good friend called Anna Krantz. And we were sort of talking about these ideas and came up with this thing that, you know, as a musician, and maybe as many other creatives, you know, lots of people will come up and say, wow, you guys sound so good and that song's so strong.
Yeah.
You just need that one lucky break. Everybody like always says, you just need your lucky break.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we really do. Could do with it sometimes, like in the not too distant future, maybe. But the song is about not waiting around for that lucky chance to fall on your lap. It's about trying to go out there and make it yourself, which I think is what we try and do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, let's have a look at the video. That seems like a perfect cue up to have a look at the video. Shall we do that?
Sounds great.
I'm here for the event.
If you're waiting on luck, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. Hope never leaves, but the moment never arrives. You find a four-leaf clover, then the search starts all over. Waiting on luck, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. People want everything, more than anything. Everything ends up as nothing. Can you ever be satisfied if you don't know why? You're aiming so high for everything. If you're waiting on luck, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. Hope never
So that is Waiting on Luck, brilliant new single from Two Ways Home. You've just come back from America, Las Vegas, right?
Little bit of a round trip, actually.
Yeah, round trip.
Where did we start out?
So we went to New York for like a day, and we actually did this really cool cruise.
Yeah, we did like a boat trip round Manhattan Island. Learned a lot.
Yeah, then jumped back on the plane, went to Nashville. Saw a lot of our friends, reconnected with people to kind of set up some stuff for next time we go.
Yeah.
And then we flew over to LA, where we also just stayed for one day, but we went to this fun car museum.
That's true, yeah.
Nice.
The Peterson car
Yeah,
museum?
it was really good.
Had a James Bond exhibition. We're both big.
Oh, well, perfect.
Yeah.
It's cool.
If you're
It was
going to
great.
do cars, James Bond's a good place to start. Yeah.
Mm. And then we drove, one of our friends met us there, and we drove through Death Valley,
Yeah.
stopped there for one night.
That's fun,
Then
isn't it?
drove
You didn't stop in Death Valley, surely, did you?
We
Yeah,
did.
we
We
did,
spent
we
the night
did.
in Death Valley.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was
In it-
really good.
It was in this little town where it's sort of you kind of go up to the garage, and the guy's like, "Oh, brilliant! Yeah, here you go." And then you go to the general store, and it's the same guy. And then you go to get let into your little room, and it's the same
guy.
chap.
Sounds like the plot from a comedy movie or something. Was it?
Yeah.
No, that's
Or a
no,
horror
that's,
movie,
no,
yeah.
that's my brother. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we drove further on to Las Vegas, where we kind of like ended our trip. Yeah.
Yeah, and we spent a week there, not doing extensive gambling, but for we were there with a trade show, but we also did lots of road trips around and saw like the Valley of Fire.
A lot of canyons, which we hadn't done before, which was really interesting, and we climbed up a lot of rocks.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I loved that as well. I did that. It's a long time ago now, probably about 14 years ago. But I did the same sort of trip. I was coming down from San Francisco and drove through Death Valley into Las Vegas, and it is sort of, oh yeah, I've seen this on the movies or on the TV or whatever. But when you're there, you're like, it is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It was so cool.
Yeah. Fantastic. So the new single is out now, so we've got to concentrate on that. But I also want to ask you, you've just come off tour, but you've just done 3 shows, right, last week?
Actually, we did. We did, and we've got one more to go. So we are playing in Chelmsford. Wait, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But depending on when this goes out, this might.
I was going
not
to say we better
tomorrow.
get this online online fast then. Tomorrow will be the 17th of May. We'll date this. Now we know when we were speaking. Tomorrow will be the 17th.
Or if you want, I could just say we played an awesome show at Chelmsford. Everybody,
the show at Chelmsford was incredible. It's probably our best show ever. Chelmsford
maybe
was
totally
awesome.
sold out. I think 100 tickets, maybe.
And what's next up for you guys?
Well, actually, it's a very like festival-filled summer. So we're doing a bunch of these foodies festivals, which is basically a festival which travels around the UK.
Yeah.
And they only have one stage, but it's always great because you get to like eat all the food and drink all the drinks and then also listen to nice music. So I feel like for people who love that kind of stuff, it's a perfect festival. And it's quite family friendly. So I think it's a perfect festival for us, to be honest.
I think it's a good fit. We can be family friendly.
Yeah, we can be family friendly.
That sounds good. So look out for the Foodies Festival, and you'll be able to catch Two Ways Home at the Foodies Festival. Coming to a town near you, hopefully.
And then we're also playing at Tennessee Fields Festival, which is also near Chelmsford.
Yeah, we're playing Millport Country Festival,
which is Scotland.
Yep.
We've got a lot in the diary.
Then there's another one in Scotland at Hodham Castle, which is
Country in the Castle.
Yeah, Country at the Castle.
Well,
and playing Cornbury with the Roundup.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to go.
And actually, on another note, literally 3 minutes before starting this video call, we got the master of our next single back.
Amazing.
Which is always a nice moment. We were waiting on tenterhooks.
So that will be out soon.
Fantastic. So where do we direct people to go if they want to find out everything Two Ways Home, but like get ready for the next single, find out where you're playing? Where do people go?
Best is Instagram. So Two Ways Home, just spelled out. But if you want all the links in one place, you can go to our website, which is www.twowayshome.com.
Couldn't be simpler. Fantastic. Good luck. I hope you have a fantastic summer and out playing live. I know you love doing that. It must have been, well, I mean, you made the most of the time, as you said, but it must have had a little bit of a frustration whilst you couldn't do that. So, yeah, get out and see Two Ways Home. Go to one of these roundup things as well. They're fantastic. Great to catch up with you guys. Thanks for joining us on New Music Mondays. And hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thanks a lot, Martin.
We'll get you on for the next single. That would be the thing to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Two Ways Home.
Just nipped up and changed my jumper.
I see.
It was seamless. You can't tell that didn't happen.
Can't
live
tell
then.
anything.
Can't
No, you
tell.
can't tell anything.
Can't tell.
I wouldn't have known. If I hadn't have had my dinner at the same time, I would never have known.
You'd have just stopped me talking. Just shut up. No one cares about your trip to Arizona, Martin. Shut up.
Very nice, Martin. Two Ways Home on New Music
Fantastic.
Mondays.
Love that track. I was trying to recognize some of the board games. And I was thinking, well, that must have been the hardest part of doing that video. Must have been getting all the children's games. Where do you find them all?
You go to these
Source
what do they
them
call
all.
them? Thrift shops.
Yes,
The
probably.
best place to find them.
But I think it's a lovely idea. What are we going to do in your music video? Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos. Okay.
I would have played Risk.
And we'll drink whiskey whilst we're doing it. Yay!
I used to love playing Risk.
I don't think we ever did Risk. Risk is the war game one, right?
Yeah, the one where you take over the continents.
Yeah. I don't think we ever did that. I think I have a vague memory of doing something that was very similar, but it wasn't Risk. But it was
Battleships. Do you remember Battleships?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't think of Battleships now without thinking of. Is it Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? You sunk my battleship.
Oh yes, I think that was from that.
Or is it the second one? Because they have to play death, don't they? To go
Yes, that's right. They had to play death.
Plays death at battleships.
And then obviously Monopoly. We always played that as kids.
Monopoly.
Oh, look, let's have a poll. Which was your favourite child's game?
Well, you've got a poll.
Let's have a poll.
We'll put it up. It's in your hand.
We'll put up a
I
poll.
remember playing Frustration quite a lot. Did you ever have that one?
No.
I think
Frustration. Great.
Frustration. The funny thing about Frustration, or the special thing about Frustration, was that the dice was inside a pop-up thing. So you didn't roll it. You pressed this thing down, and it jumped the dice up.
My favourite game, Sabutio.
Do you know what? This is my crazy upbringing, right? Well, I don't know why this happened. We had Sabutio, but not football. Oh no, rugby.
Sabutio rugby? What's the point?
Well, exactly.
I can't imagine anybody playing Sabutio rugby. I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Did you have to pass the little ball backwards down the line?
I don't think we ever worked it out. I don't think we ever worked it out. I remember it came with a sort of rugby, plastic rugby ball thing that was in lieu of a scrum, because you put the ball in the top of it, and it would come out one of the holes at the side, and you never knew where it was going to come. But I don't think we ever had any idea how you actually were supposed to play this flipping game.
No, Sabutio soccer I played a lot of. Absolute lot of.
Were you Liverpool even then?
Oh yeah. I've been at Liverpool ever since I can remember. And back then, actually, Watford as well.
Yeah.
When John Barnes played for Watford, Luther Bissett, Nigel Callaghan, all of those guys. Definitely then.
It's all been a mild disappointment. That's it, Rangers losing in the final as well this season.
Yeah, that was. But at least they won the cup, the FA Cup version, the Scottish Cup.
They did.
That was good.
Against some other team that no one cares about.
Who was it?
It's my team.
Huh?
Damn it, it's my team.
Who?
They beat Hearts in the final.
Oh, that's right. They beat Hearts. That's your team, huh?
That's my team, yeah.
Yeah. Shame, mate. Sorry about that.
Ah, well, like we said,
Yeah.
can't win them all. And if you're a Hearts supporter, you won't.
No. Anyway, okay, we've spoken enough since after 8. We finished. We're done.
It's been fun. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We'll get over it. Summer's here now. Well, you've got winter coming in, haven't you?
Oh, no, winter's here. Believe me, it's cold.
The dark nights are drawing in.
No, it's cold. The dark nights have drawn in. 5:30, it's dark.
Yeah, rubbish.
Well, it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. But you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week, and we will catch up same time, same place next week. And remember, we're coming back with the New Music Mondays Top 6 next week.
Yeah.
And
So
some brand new tunes from all.
Drop us a line. Make some recommendations. Make
Yeah.
some
Share new music with
recommendations.
us.
That
Share
felt like
new music with us.
That word got very long in my mouth there. I don't know why. Come on, make
That
us some.
one,
Yeah, if you've got
that's
some
one.
music that you think we should share with the world, let us know about it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay, man.
All right, Martin. See you next week. I mean, where's my endings? There we go. Bye.
Ciao, world.
Night.
Stay tuned.
Night, everybody. Ciao.